No, I can't do Lazarus, man. I can't. I need... Okay. Really? Oh, you know what? Because I did the Amazing Blue Baby run, but the Amazing Blue Baby run did not have Darkroom or Cathedral. Okay, okay, okay. Blue Bazi. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, this is an awkward transition for the YouTube episode because we're still like mid-bit. Talking about like what doctor you would be the best to be. I think it's different for different people. Like being a general practitioner, like a family doctor, they kind of get like, I don't want to say, I guess it's like a Canadian thing. Family doctors are not insanely well paid in Canada relative to other medical professionals, and they work a lot, but they're also, it seems like there's some decent perks. Like, for example, look, there's no doctors watching this. They're busy right now, okay? We can make fun of them a little bit. It seems like you're at work 8 hours a day, but you really only work like, I don't know, maybe like 20% of that time, because the rest of the time your patient is just sitting in the room waiting for you to show up, and even though you've already explained why you're there to either the receptionist or the nurse, they come in and say, "What's the problem?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, let me just repeat myself yet again." Because I called it in on the phone, and then I told them what was going on, and they wrote it down. And then I, like, came in, and they're like, "What's the problem?" And I told them what the problem was. And now you're coming in here asking me what the problem is. Maybe the problem, you know, ironically, is that nobody listens to me. They're just waiting for me to stop talking so they can say what they want to say. Sag. I'm the kind of doctor that can make Frankensteins. Like, what are they doing? Okay, and also, like... Dude, I got a bone to pick with dentists, man. I go to the dentist once every 6 months. Routine, cleaning, scaling, etc., okay? I don't dislike my dentist. However, his name's on the building. During my appointments, I see that dude for like 6 seconds. He just comes in and goes like for the last like 10 times I've been to the dentist, he pops in at the very end and shows me an x-ray. He went to school for like 11 years to interpret and was like, "You see this?" And I'm like, no, I don't. That's why I'm here. And then he goes, "We're just gonna keep an eye on that." And I go, "Sounds good. I don't know what you need from me here." But I guess, like, you probably don't want your dental hygienist doing, like, your root canal or something like that, but every time I'm at the dentist, I'm always like, I gotta talk to the dental hygienist for, like, 45 minutes, and then at the end, she's like, "Hey, let me just go get the doctor really quick to come in and tell you that nothing's wrong. Just freak you out for a little bit, and then we'll send you home. Oh, by the way, don't drink a hot beverage for the next, like, 36 hours. Appreciate it." Okay, hold on. That'll be $5,000. No, actually, like, our dentist is pretty... He thinks we're broke. He's locked in, like, old influencer culture, where he doesn't know that, you know, like, Jake Paul exists, for example. So he's always like, "Don't worry, like, we're gonna give you a deal." And I'm like, "Thanks, we appreciate it." It's good stuff. Anyway, sorry. What was I talking? I was reminiscing. Then we peel off in the Lamborghini. Got the industry shaking like a tambourine. Can't say the rest. Well, could, but I'm choosing not to. I would like some bombs, please. Because there's a tinted rock. No, come on, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's frickin' do it, man. I'm not scared. That's the thing. People always think like, oh, you know, who cares, dude? You're in Canada. Your dental care is free. And I'm like, you are just wrong, man. It's not free up here. It's still pricey. I think, I wonder what percentage of people actually like go to the dentist. I was thinking about it the other day. I bet there's a lot of people, unless it comes up in conversation, you would never think about it. Now, every time I see like a stranger in public, I'm gonna be like, I wonder if this dude goes to the dentist. It's free in the UK until age 18. That's how they get you, man. The first sample's always free. Okay, this is good. This is good. It's been a while since I told this story, so I do apologize, but if you've heard it before, it's been a long time. The only time I ever got disillusioned with my dentist is a different dentist now. It was for 4 years in university. I went to the dentist once a year. I didn't go every 6 months. I was in college, you know, but I was covered under the university like insurance plan. So for 4 years, I was going in there being like, hey, occasionally, like, I get molar infections. Like, should I get my wisdom teeth taken out? And the dentist was like, nah, don't worry about it. We like to take, like, a wait-and-see approach here, and see, like, how things play out. And I was like, sure, that's fine. I don't want to get surgery if I don't have to. Then as soon as I got out of university and stopped being under coverage, he was like, oh, your wisdom teeth are really starting to... Oh, no. Your wisdom teeth are really starting to, like, poke out in, like, a bad way there. We should get those taken care of right away. And I was like, figures. Felt like a scam. Whether it was a real scam or not, it felt like a scam. But the joke is on them. Because as a result of the indignity, I didn't get my wisdom teeth taken out there. And instead I went to a different dentist and got a second opinion and got them taken out there. It's not that I think that, like, I didn't need my wisdom teeth taken out. I think it's because I needed my wisdom teeth taken out for, like, 3 years, but this guy didn't want to get bent over by the insurance company. Instead, he was like, well, wait till he's on no coverage and he's got to pay out of pocket. Donkey, donkey, donk. Was the second opinion, why didn't you get this done years ago? Well, yeah, I've said, oh, we need bombs, dude. We don't need them right away. We can have them on the next floor. But, and I don't know, by the way, this is all conjecture. I might, you know, he might just have been like, ooh, actually, we should have had these out a while ago. But when I got my wisdom teeth taken out by my next dentist, he was like mad at me because he was like, you should have gotten these. Like, why did you wait until you were old? Because I guess they're like way more cemented into the jaw. Okay, well, next floor. We'll try. I do not understand the healthcare system of Canada. Is pretty, like, it's not that complicated. Anytime, like, you know, there's entities online who I feel like they deliberately misrepresent the system in Canada for their own benefit or to push, you know, whatever kind of belief that they're trying to push on their audience. You pretty much do just like go to the doctor or the hospital and then like tell them your problem and then you know, they set you on the right path. The one thing I will say, you may, I don't know related to America, you may wait longer for elective surgeries, now obviously because of COVID, but you may wait longer for elective surgeries if you have something that's non-essential to be done. If you live in a country where you can just be like, here's $10,000, and they're like, thank you, we'll have this done for you this weekend, more power to you, I suppose. Here, you kind of end up being triaged for a little bit, but definitely, like, I don't know. Let me put it this way. I've lived here my whole life. Any story I've ever heard that was like, we went to the emergency room and we were having a heart attack, and the doctor said, oh, sorry, there's a billion people in front of you, and I'm going on lunch break, and then they died, you know, like, I've never heard a story like that from someone that lives here. I've only heard it from people who are like, you know, use it as a case to explain, like, what? Canadians are tripping over themselves to drive over the border to get the, you know. I'll go to bat for the Canadian healthcare system. I get annoyed too, for the record. Like, I think if you're at the hospital, being annoyed is like, that's a standard operating procedure. Like, whenever we've had to go to, like, the emergency room and we've had to wait for more than, like, 2 hours, I'm like, this is crazy. And then somebody comes in with, like, you know, a gaping wound in their stomach, and I'm like, all right, I guess. Sure. Fine. The tummy ache can wait a little bit, but... Okay, now, don't use the bombs yet. Hello, Apollo. Hello. Apollo, I saw that Verizon sold all of their media and interests to you today for $5 billion. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing it being rolled into the Among Us empire. Please don't turn into a rocket bomb and kill me. Pog. I'm spending it all on delivery. I saw that, man. Dude, I was gonna say, what's it like having that kind of audience? Again, I struggle with it. I love my community. When I tweeted I'm taking an extra day off every week, they were like, we love that for you, King. But there's a little sandpaper, right? And sometimes it's great and sometimes it's annoying. But I was laughing because I feel like if I tweeted, like, or said on stream, God forbid, that, like, I ordered DoorDash for dinner and then for dessert, people would actually be mad. And then, like, I looked at the replies to your tweet, and there's so many people were like, we love that for you, like, it's called self-care, etc., etc. And I was like, what the? If you had said that on the NLSS, there would be, like, an essay on the subreddit that would be like, I don't know if I can support this streamer anymore because clearly, like, it's so ridiculous he's not taking the time to learn how to cook, and then I guess there is a little, it's like envy, but it's also like some imposter syndrome for me, which I think is like, if someone was that nice to me, I would be like, I don't deserve that, shut up. You know? There's like some inadequacy built in there. I think I would be like, stop giving me so much credit. Donkey, donkey, donk. Putting stuff in the air fryer. Apollo says, I also got upset with the replies. I hear you, man. Jon Snow voice? I don't want it. I know what he's gonna say. I don't want... No, it's cool, though.
I found pills.
Well, it's not uncool. I don't know, man. There's something to the fact that ever since the NLSS stopped, there's been a lot less essays. Well, you know, I think it's partly related. I think also we burned out like a lot of people in the schedule change. Like when I changed from making so many YouTube videos to doing like a couple YouTube videos or one YouTube video and then a lot of streaming, there was like a couple of weeks where people were like, I'm pissed. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions, by the way. Thank you. The mods are better now too, but I think we burned out a lot of the, you know, it's the hyper literate audience that has standards, and now we just have the people that laugh every time I say yes sir left, which is fantastic for me. But also, I mean, I think it's, I've joked about this with Dan so many times, but like, you know, when the show was those golden age shows that everyone's like, oh, like this is like the greatest show. Most of those threads didn't get that much activity, but if there was ever an interpersonal disagreement on the show, those threads went to the freaking stratosphere, man. It was crazy. I think we got a much like healthier environment now. It's much nicer, for sure. I do get mad though when people are like, and oh, NLSS Sag. I'm like, bro, what do you think Mario Party is? And then they're like, I just don't. Why can you change the name of it to be NLSS? And I'm like, nah, man, it's the same. It's the same thing. Anything with banter is the NLSS. Anything with golf is the NLSS. The NLSS exists in here, not out there. I think it's like, I mean, like, there's been a change in content for sure. I think I just genuinely have had to get used to the fact that, like, there's a subset of the audience that's just, like, the title has changed, and, like, I'm not comfortable with that. And I'm like, well, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Excuse me? Oh, you're still alive? I just missed the Sunday stream? It's been one day! What do you mean you miss it? It's like missing your mom when you go to school. Like, you're gonna just chill out for oh my god. Okay, sorry. You were probably just joking. Hold on. I didn't see the username. I work during the week. That's why you gotta get a job where you can have a second monitor open and just dedicate it to idling in my stream. Duh. Okay. We're gonna lose HP going through the door, but that's okay. Might influence our deal with the devil, though. Nope. Dude, this is like 2 of the same runs in a row here. Like, the deals with the devil are just too spicy. I quit my job to watch you and I regret it. Dude, I mean, like, if you quit your job to watch me and you didn't regret it, I was gonna say I would make you regret it. It's not what I mean, though. It's like, yeah, I would think it's probably having a full-time job is probably more useful than watching, you know, a stream. Lol, but thinky face, Monka S. Ain't that the truth? You really think I won't push you up against a wall? Donkey, dunk. Yeah, dude, I'm not asking you to, like, you know, reveal your own personal information if you don't want to. I would be interested to know, though, like, of the people that are watching this that are at work, what is your job? I'm gonna guess the highest proportion is, like, corporate IT help desk, where, like, 80% of the workday is you chilling in your office with something on the second monitor, and 20% is people being like, I had to make a new password yesterday, but I couldn't use any of the last 3 passwords that I used, and now I forgot what my new password is. So, like, as you know what resetting passwords and then also revoking people's email privileges on lunch breaks so that when they come back you can fire them without them mining any sensitive data from the corporate Outlook. He knows. Legitimately, I've never been fired, but I have seen what it takes to fire somebody at an office with sensitive data. When I briefly worked in insurance administration, where you're dealing with people's, like, you know, salary and like medical info and stuff like that. Dude stepped out for lunch, never stepped back in. And it wasn't like a Friday, they did that shit on like a Wednesday. Is it possible to soft lock yourself in here? It's my dream to do that. Dude, that's weird, but like, you know. I get, you know, there's a role for you in society, I'm sure. You know, like George Clooney's up in the air. Yeah, he is off the planet. Isn't he gonna freeze himself? What is wrong with me? Why? I had it under control. Okay, donk. I'm a teacher, NL. My students think you're lame, but I think you have a good energy. Oh, thank you. I really, like, don't care if, like, 13-year... I mean, really, here's the thing. I think if you're, like, in your 30s and you're worried about, like, what 13-year-old kids think about you, then, like, that's, like, the least cool thing on the planet. It's, like, heavy, uncool energy. Like, I can't promise that I wouldn't have had, like, blue hair if I still had hair when I was, you know, had started streaming. But you can't, I just can't see myself as the guy who's, like, in his 40s or 50s and has, like, a deep forehead crease like Mike Ehrmantraut, but then also has, like, the ninja hair. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Some people can get away with it. It would be me putting on airs. Let's just put it that way. No, an attempt was made. No, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I would be the guy who's like, time to go to work, blue hair dye. And then when it was vacation time, I'd be like, let's go au naturel. And, you know, now it's time to put on a 3-piece suit and so on and so forth. There's some people who, like, you know, that's coherent with their lives. I got nothing but respect. For me, it would be uncomfortable, not because I'm, you know, like, I have more self-respect, but really just because I'm just not that kind of guy. It's not in character for me! Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Demon? I've never seen that before. What was it? Oh, yeah, so I was talking about corporate help desk. I didn't even, I asked for like 10,000 data points and then didn't look at any of them. Instead, I just went with my own assumption. Maybe I am a boomer. Go. Anyway, let's move on. A gooby. Yeah, dude. Ain't that the truth? Hate that. I imagine there's a decent amount of computer programmers, software developers, etc., etc. IT help desk, I think, like, that's like the most, it's the most obvious one I can think of, at least. I make guns for Call of Duty. Yo, that's pretty sick. Hey, we found somebody that works for Toys for Bob. I mean, I was just making a joke. Yo, finance or retirement here? Let's go, dude. We found like one of the 3 people that is like, anytime I talk about stocks, they're like, Pog. Let's go. Yo, if you work in retirement, what's your thoughts on the 4% rule? You a 4% Marty, or are you like, hey, you're more optimistic now? Maybe you think things are different. Maybe you're more like a 5%, or dare I even say like a 7% kind of guy? Are you legally allowed to say this, or you have like a compliance officer who's gonna like, if they found it, they would be extremely displeased? Yeah. Okay, don't answer that question. Dude, stop hitting me. Did you see us just get saved by host hat? I can't dodge you. I can't dodge you, and I can't shoot you. So what do you want me to do? I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I don't have a rook anymore. Oh, dude, we'll run it back. We'll run it back. I'm not sure Mom's knife is the play with this. It probably is. Just having the ability to fly would have helped out a lot. Alt path is just difficult, man. Alt path is just tough. Oh no. Okay, how does this item actually work? Because, like, when you run into enemies, you still end up taking damage. You let it rip. Okay, thank you, thank you. Oh, yo, he do be crying. By the way, someone on YouTube pointed out to me that when I said in Canada, Quiz Bowl is called Reach for the Top, Dan said it sounds like a Beyblade tournament. I think at the time, I gave him a little bit of lip service. I believe I said, ha ha. Then somebody in the comments was like, Dan's Reach for the Top Beyblade joke was actually amazing. I went back and listened to it, and I was like, they're darn right. They're not joking about that one. Yes, sir. I saw that comment. It made me realize the joke as well. Yeah, I'm telling you. YouTube undefeated in the realm of producing videos. No one's laughing now. Yeah, because Beyblades, they're spinning tops. Since you're hip with TikTok memes, what do you think about the sheesh meme? I do not know it, I'm sorry to say. But I will say, I do like this, this new trend of people appreciating TikTok for one of the things that it does well, which is people talking about their job. Because I've always thought that, you know? Like on TikTok, there's a big community of like, hey, I'm a like long-haul truck driver, and here's some stuff people always want to know about long-haul trucking. And I'm like, dude, that's cool. It's like r/Subway, but for Zoomers. Okay, take me down to the... Take me down here. By the way, I did go to r/Starbucks and r/Starbucks Barista. I learned a lot. Like, for example, if you work at Starbucks, you don't call it working at Starbucks. You call it working for the siren. That's something I only recently found out. Also, the most annoying thing about working at Starbucks right now is everybody comes in asking for oat milk, but they don't get enough oat milk supplied. Almond milk gets a little bit of love, and then soy milk is like nobody cares about it anymore. It's drowning in disinterest. True. That's all I... Okay, hold on. Maybe there's some more. There was a tweet that went viral about working at Starbucks the other day. And it was like, this is why I want to quit my job. And it was a Starbucks drink order where like the sticker was longer than a CVS receipt. Did you see that? It was crazy. It was like... I don't even know. I don't have enough knowledge to make the joke, but it was... You know, like there were 12 different instructions for what to do with the drink. I think I mean, I guess you can't do this if you work at Starbucks, or if you're trying to make a coffee shop that could be like a competitor. But I feel like in general, there should be a rule that you can only make like 2 special instructions for an order. Like a substitution, sure. If you're like, I don't want like fries, can I get a garden salad? More power to you. But if you're like, hey, instead of getting like mushrooms on the mushroom burger, can I get like sprouts? I'll be like, yeah, but that's it. If you're like, can I get a pretzel bun instead of the brioche? And I'm like, listen, dummy. There's a reason we give you the brioche, okay? It's because it's margins. You wouldn't understand. I can't give you the pretzel bun. We use the pretzel bun to make the high margin sandwiches more attractive because the ingredients inside of them are cheaper. So we give a pretzel bun as a way that people might be tempted to buy the low margin sandwich. We're not gonna give you the good bread for the good sandwich. 'Cause then we would never sell any bad sandwiches with good bread. So no, you can't have the pretzel bun. Easiest boss fight of my life. Sorry, no disrespect to brioche. I chose the wrong bread. I shouldn't have gone in there, but it is what it is. No burger for you. 3 years. Anyway. But like, what's acceptable at Starbucks? Let's say you're getting like a green tea latte. I think you could totally be like, you know, give me a half pump or whatever. I think you could be like extra hot. I think your third condition, I would be like, which one of these 3 are you least attached to? Because you've got a long line behind you. Like, it's just a little much. Are we talking about Edward's Order? If that's the name of the guy on the sticker, we are indeed talking about Edward's Order. But if you work at Starbucks, I'm sure you're tired of hearing this. I do need to ask, what the hell is wrong with you? And why do you so frequently get the names wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for me, it's not that bad. Like, I get... Here's my typical interaction. Pre-masks. Pre-masks. They'd be like, what's your name? And I say, Ryan. And then they go, Brian. And I go, Ryan. And then when they go, grande cold brew for Brian. And then I look around and I'm like, I'm willing to make a bet there's no frickin' Brian's here. And that's my damn drink. And then sure enough, you know, I've never been stopped on the way out. Let's put it that way. Hold on, we're free. Just say Mark? Dude, that's it. Dude, that's like a Larry David bit. We could totally do that. What if we just started giving them weird names that were like easier to say in loud environments? Like, what if you're like, oh yeah, my name is Tim. That's a good idea. They don't need to know. Yeah, why am I telling them what my name is? I should just give them a name. Green tea lemonade for Kim. I'll be like, oh. Oh, this is awkward. We got a drink for Kark. Marm, your coffee's ready. Where was I? I was at a place where I was very confused about... I don't like... Here's my thoughts, okay? It's taken me a while to get to this conclusion. I stuttered a couple of times. We're getting there. Let me just see if there's any books worth their weight in gold here. None that we can get to without dying. But I almost just walked in there and died. I mean, this run sucks, but whatever. Okay, hold on. What was I going to say? All right, let's start another one here. No problem. Easy money. What I was gonna say is I feel like there's a great system for food service places where you order at the counter. You order, you pay. They give you a receipt with a number on it, and then when it's time for the order to be given, they give out the name, or the number, I should say. They go like, hey, 75, and then you look at your thing and you go, I'm 75, and I go up there. But what happens to me, and I don't know if this is like just, like, if I'm the only awkward one, but like sometimes you'll go to a place and they'll have like 4 things on the menu, and you'll be like, hey, give me a number 3. Like, you know what it was? It was at a food truck, man. And there's only like 3 things on the menu. And I was waiting there with 6 other people, and they were like, hey, you're a bean burrito. And we all just looked at each other like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, almost everybody here has got a bean burrito. So now we gotta, everybody that comes to the establishment has to keep a queue in their head of like whether this person got there first, you know? Like, what's wrong with the numbering system? Even if you don't even have to give them, well, I guess you probably want to give them a receipt. Otherwise, you know, they'd be like, I forgot my number. But still, I'm like, dude, I don't like when they just shout out the food order. Also, like, come on, man, that's private information. Maybe I don't want all these people around here to know that I ordered a double meat bacon burrito. You know? Maybe I'm ashamed of myself. Should use a fingerprint system. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the number system works great. Oh, dude, yeah, like when they give you a buzzer when your food is ready, and then you just come up with the buzzer and they give it to you, that's the ticket, dude. I'm sure it's like not cheap for the restaurant to set up, but it is awesome. Anyway, I mean, like, most of the complaining I do is like very much, you know, it's kind of like impotent. This is another good example. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's the other thing I saw. I picked up on r/Starbucks about working there, is that it kind of sucks working there right now because of the TikTok custom drink orders. I feel like any of those, okay, let's not go too far here, but like anytime there's like a hey, top 10 fast food hacks you need to know about because you eat at McDonald's too much, you know? Anytime there's something like that, I always just feel bad for the people who work there. Like the other one that I always go back to is like, for a while there was a very common, like, today I learned, or like life pro tip was like, hey, if you always want like fresh fries from McDonald's, you could just go to McDonald's and order your fries with no salt, because they have to they salt the normal fries while they're cooking, so they have to cook a fresh batch to give you the no salt ones. And you know, for about 3 seconds you read that and you're like, Pog, I can always get fresh fries. And then when you get slightly older, you're like, how about you just eat the fries? And like, just get over it? Like, I guess maybe that's too basic, but I'm like, who cares? It's a tough room there. And that's all I got, but... I will say, I was laughing so hard. I don't know, Dan, I apologize. I can't imagine this is private information, but I was laughing so hard when I was talking to Dan last night on Discord. And then he typed a message, and I swear to God, the message verbatim was, "Can you please cut the chicken into smaller pieces next time, smiley face?" And I went, what? And then he was like, "Oh, sorry, I pasted that in. That's supposed to be for my lunch order." I was like... But I still, I don't think he's getting, I don't think he's getting saltless French fries, though. I was... Can you please cut the chicken a little smaller next time? It's so good. Yeah, that's, I'm not ragging on him. It could be for his kid, or... I don't know. The other thing is, like, it might be like a, you know, chicken Caesar salad, and they're just putting like an entire uncut chicken breast on it or something like that. Like, you know, there are situations where the chicken pieces could be too large, I suppose. Or it could be chicken and banana. Absolutely. Dude, that's the other thing. Okay, does anyone here, and there's, the answer must be yes. We must have some Subway workers in chat, right? I would never do this unless you told me right now that it was okay. I've seen conflicting reports online. If you go to a Subway in 2021 and you ask them to cut the bread the way they used to cut it back in like the late 1990s, where they do what's called a U-gauge instead of merely slicing the bread in half, can you do that? Or are they gonna be like, I was born in 2004, I got no idea what you're talking about, old man? I'm gonna take damage and become the Joker. We got the pentagram. That's very good. What the heck are you talking about? I should not have come in here, dude. I never learned. What's the U-gauge? Okay, so the normal way they slice it, you know, you got like a baguette. They slice it in half, fold it open. It's very standard, like a book. The U-gauge, they actually hold it like top down, or like they cut the top out, and they pull out like a little cross section of the top of the baguette, and then they stuff the ingredients into it, and then they put the U-shaped gouge back in, so that it, like, the ingredients are in a nice little luge instead of sliced in half. Bro, don't you, people are like, question mark, question mark, question mark. Tell me you weren't alive in 1998 without telling me you weren't alive in 1998. I'm not gonna die. I refuse to die. Humorous. Slash marker. Humorous.